Welcome to Aaron Plays. This will be episode 47 of my Fire in the Lake playthrough, with me playing as the US and the other three factions being played by the Tru'ng expansion bots. Hello there, welcome. Okay, so we're at the final stage. The end is nigh, as I say. We've got currently showing on the display. I'm just going to move me out of the way. There are 11 cards left in the deck. There are 2 here, so there's a maximum of 13 plays. When the next coup card comes out, it will be the last coup card, the game will end and victory will be determined. So I'm not sure how far into that deck, but maximum play is 13. It could be less. Well, it could be a lot less. I mean, it could be the next card that's in there. So current standings at the present moment are the Arvin are on -7, VC -8, the NBA on -4, myself at -12. So I'm coming in last at present. Now, the reason why these minus is how close the each of us are to actually winning. So the NBA on -4, they are 4 points away from actually snatching the victory. But if these all situations remain the same, they would win because they're the closest to their victory objective. So with that in mind, let's shrink me and get me out of the way, and we will start playing the cards. Okay, so this is the next card up, International Forces. We should all be available. We are. So this will be going straight to the Arvin, and we look to see what they do with this card. Now, it's on charts and tables. It's first off, can I play, if I wanted to, my pivotal event? Play my pivotal event, I must have base, box, and support +40. I'm at 39. The only other thing that I've got to remind you guys is this one here, the coin is 3 out. They're currently at 44 rather than 41. I don't know where the errors are crept. I can't seem to change it. So yes. So I can't play my pivotal event, even if I wanted to. So we now look at this card. So it's card number 65, which is critical for me. Arvin couldn't give a monkeys. Plays 4 out of play US pieces onto the map. That would be useful. But the Arvin are getting first dibs. So they look at this. So current event is critical and effective. No. Next eligible could choose a critical event. I could choose a critical event. So they look at that and it says op only. So you get no friendly feels. I can't negotiate, obviously, with the Arvin because they're not a real player. So they will play op only to stop me playing the event. Rude, but hey, that's the way the bots play. So op only, which means I get to draw a card, draw to the next Arvin card, which is Arvin L. Okay, so this is a series of questions. So NBA base or NBA control in any 2-pop space? Yes. To answer that question, yes. It says 3d6 available Arvin pieces. Yeah, let's have a look. 3d6. 1, 2, 3. So is that less than the available pieces? Yes. So they will train. It says place all available ranges. So looking at the actual train on the proper card, so augment Arvin forces and support, cities or province without NBA control, 3 or resources per space where Arvin place. If city or US Arvin base, place 1 to 2 ranges or up to 6 Arvin cubes. If desired in 1 train space, replace 3 Arvin cubes with an Arvin base. Okay, right. So with that in mind, they've got 3 ranges they want to place, and that's their first priority. So we're looking at the place ranges on the Tru'ng non-player Republic of Vietnam space chart. Okay. And you have a place, cubes or ranges. The first thing is city or province in South Vietnam without coin control. Well, how can they play? Because they can only place in city or provinces without NBA control. So they can't, without NBA. Didn't say anything about, so they could, for example, potentially place 17 in because that hasn't got NBA control. We can only place in city or provinces without NBA control. 3 resources per space where are been placed. If city or US Arbin base, place 1 to 2 rangers or up to 6 Arbin cubes. Okay, so if city or US Arbin base. All right, so that's the first requirement on the actual chart in the game, and then the first requirement on the non-player bot says city or province is out without coin control. So is there a city which doesn't have coin control? I think they all are sitting with coin control. So that requirement is not going to be fulfilled. So next one, most pop. Well, most population is Saigon. Okay, so that's where they will place. Initially, this is 1 to 2 rangers. Always the bot will always place maximum. So they will place 2 rangers in Saigon. What happened? There we go. There's the 2 rangers. Okay, that will cost them 3 resources. We're running a bit low cash already. 1, 2. Click both, isn't it? There we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the number on this card is 3. A 4, 5, or a 6 to carry on placing. Okay, so we're going to place the next ranger. So we're looking at city or bases with 2 pops. So it could be Hoi or, but that's the only city which is 2, but provinces with a base with 2. So it could be Hoi or Haigang. There's another one. I better mark these. So it could be there. Or, in fact, it looks like it's one of those 2 places because everywhere else that's got a US base or wherever is all 1 pop. So, okay, so 1, 2, 3, it's Hoi. No, it's down south there. So that gets the last ranger. Okay, see if they carry on. Again, 4 or higher. No. So that's as far as the train goes. Oh, that costs them another 3 resources. 1, 2, 3. Get their rangers out. Okay. So the next thing this Arvin L says, okay, 1 place 1 base, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Shift to passive support. Okay, so what we're looking at, yes, any place which has no support that they can shift to passive support, because that's the maximum they will do. And no, there's no place they can actually do it where we're not already at either passive or support. So they're not going to do anything along that line. The next thing is select 1 special activity, but it's op only that they did. So there is no special activity. So that ends their play on that card. Okay, so we'll do it in faction play. All right, so back, so it's over to me. Now my options are a lim op, which isn't great. Okay, my current score is 39. So is there anywhere I can actually boost? Well, we can get Saigon into fully supporting me mode. So we can get that into active support. And that would require me doing a train action, build local support, forces, cut patronage, city or provinces with the US pieces, 3 Arvin resources per space per Arvin placed. Place 1 or 2 irregulars, or if US base, 1 or 2 rangers, or up to 6 Arvin cubes. Okay, then up to 1 coin controlled train space, pay to pacify 1 or 2 levels, or if Saigon, up to 3 patronage Arvin resources. Okay, so there's 2 places that have got passive support, but I can only do 1 of them, and in up to 1 coin control space where I trained. So we're going to train here. They brought all the rangers on. I got some irregulars. How many irregulars? Can I place 1 to 2 irregulars? So let's place 2 of my irregulars down here. Everyone in Saigon, boys. It's going to be great this time of year. That will cost 3 resources. 1, 2, 3. And to pacify, because of this new guy, Naigon Kai Kai, whatever his name is, Naigun Kai Kai, costs 4. So I'll spend that 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is puts me really at the maximum I can spend for them and just to support. So that brings me back up now, 45. So I'm now only 6 away. So I'm not now in last place. Okay. I can only do a lim op, so that's in 1 space and 1 space only. So that's done. I'll put myself on there. Yeah. End faction play, end card play, draw card. Okay. I'm going to push on. Okay, so now we've got the first up on here is the VC. So we're looking at this card, it's card 20. Card 20 is critical for the VC. Okay, so current event is critical and effective. So let's see if it's effective. Camouflage, airstrike removes no more than 2 pieces. US capability. So looking at the VC, a shaded or non-dual use momentum event, or a VC operation special activity or lim op, any capability or flips capability. So that's that one, isn't it? Because it's the US capability, which is then flipped. Look on these. Camouflage. What is it called? No, it's called laser guided bombs. Airstrike shift. Okay. And that's flipped to airstrike -4 maximum. Airstrike moves no more than 2 pieces. You're right there. That really hampers the art. And again, I haven't really been using the airstrike. I think they nerfed it too much in the 2nd edition to make it like really not very pleasant to use it. It's all based on a dice rather than just removing 6. So yeah, so they will take the event. They view that as critical and effective. Okay, so which means now over to the 2nd faction, which is the NBA. Active faction will be first eligible on upcoming critical event and cannot execute any critical event. Okay, so they are upcoming on the next card, which is card number 59. which they view, no, they don't view it as critical. So will be first eligible on upcoming critical event and cannot execute it. So no. First eligible chose op an event is before, no. Will be first eligible on upcoming card. They will be first eligible on upcoming card. So they passed. They pass. Okay. Strange, but there we go. They pass. Again, we don't track their resources independently, so that actually ends the play on that card. End faction play, end card play, or card. Okay. Right, well, that's 2 cards played in this episode, so I'm going to call that. Should we do a third card? Go on, let's do a third card. There's 3 factions that are now available on the Ply May card. Myself, the Arbin, and the NVA. The NVA are first up. Now, they're not viewing as critical. So can I do my linebacker now? Do I want to do? Play if 2+ cards in the Arbin leader? Yes. And support plus available is greater than 40. It is now. So I could play linebacker. Unrestricted air war. NBA removes 2 bases. Likes the sound of that. Reduces resources to half, round down. See, it's not tracking resources, so I'm not sure how that's, and ineligible through next card. That's useful. 3 US casualties to available. There's no US casualties. If there was, then, yeah, then it would make sense. See, my card's partner because we're not tracking resources. We're not eligible through next card. No, I'm not going to play linebacker. So if there was 3 casualties there, 2 available, that would be brilliant. That boosts my score another 3 points. So, okay. So back to the NVA. All right, so we know they're not going to do the event because it's not critical. Current event is critical and effective, no. Next eligible could choose critical event. Okay, next eligible will be the Arvin on this card. 59. No, it's only performed for them. So they might choose it. First choice on upcoming critical event. They're not going to be first choice on that card, so no. So they now play op and SA. All right. Op and special activity. So we draw one of these cards. First one that comes up is NBAQ. Right. 2d6 available gorillas. Oh, unless they're all 2d6s. All right, so the answer is yes to that question. 6+ NVA troops in any space with coin troops or a coin base. 6+ NVA troops in any space with a coin troops or a coin base. No. Okay, so the answer is no. We flip the card. So they rally. Play spaces where 3+ NBA gorillas. Well, I don't think. Well, there are 3 gorillas here. Yes, in King Fong, there are 3 NBA gorillas, so they place a base there. So, going through the normal instructions. When it comes to a NBA rally. Okay. Augment friendly forces and upgrade trail. Any province or cities without support. Okay, definitely hasn't got support. 1 resource per space. Replace 2 NBA with a base. So 2 of these are removed. Return to available. And they're 8th base on the map. And oh, did that go up? Okay, I'm not sure if I better check. Okay, so they've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, that's correct. So they're now 1, 2, 3 away from victory. All right, so now we check to see if they do any more. So they need a 3 or higher. Proceed. We do. Okay, because nowhere else was NBA gorillas. So then it says, and select spaces using place gorillas. Again, that's looking at the Tru'ng charts. And place gorillas, the first option is vulnerable NBA base. Okay, well, they can't place that place has been had a rally action done on it. It doesn't look to be any other. Now, actually, there's one base here. Is that vulnerable? There's a meaning behind the word vulnerable. I think they like to have 2 gorillas there. Getting out the Tru'ng. From a coin faction perspective, NBA troops, NBA and VC bases and spaces without any underground gorillas. Okay, so it's not vulnerable. Okay, so scratch that. Most NBA bases. Okay, so there's 2, 2, and 2. So I'll make it 1, 2, 3, 4, and the other one 5, 6. Okay, so they're going south. So they place gorillas equal to the number of bases plus, I think, the trail. Place 1. An NBA base may instead place NBA gorillas up to trail value plus NBA bases. So that's 2, and the trail's 3. So that's 5 gorillas. Go down south. Okay, take those 5. Right, okay. I'll place a white pawn on there. And then we see if they continue. They do. So it's therefore going to be 1, 2, North, 1, 2, 3, North Vietnam, 4, 5, 6, Central Laos. Central Laos. Again, 2 bases, 5 gorillas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gorillas. Okay, see if they continue. They don't. So that's where the rally stops. Then it says select one special activity. So it says if 3d6, how many troops are available? 16. 3d6 maximum would be 18. So let's roll 3d6. 6, 11, 16. Okay. 3d6 is equal to or less than the available NBA troops. Had to be bang on the button, didn't it? So 16, 3d6 is equal to or less than the available. Roll 16 is equal to or less than the available troops. That's correct. They will infiltrate. And the first thing they want to try is to replace a VC base. Okay. Now there are restrictions on replacing a VC base. I think so. Or if NBA is got to be greater than VC. There is no place where the VC and the NBA are existing in the same place where the NBA, in actual fact, I can't see a place where they are existing at all together. So they can't replace a VC base. Option 2, place troops, leaving 2 NVA guerrillas. So when it comes to the infiltrate, we do this in 1 to 2 spaces. So remove or replace. I was using place troops. Place troops, first place you want, city or province with most NVA guerrillas. So there are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the Parrot's Beak, 3, 4, 5, 6 in central Laos. So it looks like they're going to be doing it in the Parrot's Beak as their first option. Okay, so we'll put the black marker on there. And then the infiltrate itself, if base, place NVA troops up to the trail, that's 3, plus 1 per base, that's 5. And if desired, replace NVA guerrillas with troops, leaving, and it says on here, leaving troop 2. So there's 5. There's 10 troops in total going down there. Okay. All right, so 10 troops. And the 5 guerrillas will return. That's the first place they do it. They do this in 1 to 2 spaces. So this is 1. Yeah, and this is a next invasion force. Okay. The next place with most guerrillas is this one, Central Laos. So that will, leaving 2 guerrillas there, that will replace with 4. 1, 2, 3. Again, they could have done 5, but they've got to leave at least 2 guerrillas. Okay, so that concludes the NVA Q card, which will be them done. So that's end faction play. All right, so next up on the card is the Arvin. So what are the Arvin going to do? Arvin is critical and effective. No, sorry. First faction is, start again, speak English. Active action will be first eligible on upcoming critical event. Right, so they are first up, but is that critical? Card 85. Oh, yes. It is critical for them. So looking at that, current event is critical. Sorry. Active action will be first eligible on upcoming critical event and cannot execute any current critical event, which they can't. This one is a P for them, it's not critical. So they will pass, which grants them 3 resources. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So that puts it on to me. I can activate this event. Does it help? Right, remove any 3 NVA pieces from a space with or adjacent to a coin base. Any 3 NVA pieces from a space with or adjacent to a coin base. Okay. I could remove this base. All right, what are my other options? Lim up or event. Coming up card, the VC. Well, the VC will be eligible, and the Arvin, so I won't get anything going on that card. So, unless I do pass and then do linebacker, still no US casualties. So not much point in that either. Remove any 3 a space. So I can't do it from multiple spaces, just a space with or adjacent to a coin base. So I could remove the space in Tru'ng if I wished. And then the gorilla and one troop would be useful. I have a base here, but that's just troops. Removing troops is not really doing anything. Removing a base, that lowers them away from their objective. So, okay, I am going to play the event. Removing this base, return back to available. Removing the gorilla, return to available. And removing a troop, return to available. That should drop them down to 15. It does. Okay. And that's me done. End faction play. End card play. Draw card. Well, then I might as well play to the end. I was going to finish the video just now, but as the coup card is there, let's do it. Okay. So the Arvin is a critical event for them, and it's actually got so this is card number 85. 85. It's shaded, and that's saying execute shaded text. More aid, more corruption. Increase or decrease any or all of Arvin resources, aid, and patronage by 2 each. So they'll want everything by 2. So patronage will go up by 2. 1, 2. Arvin resources up by 2. 1, 2. And aid up by 2. So that's not going to really help them. That, but the patronage does, because that's now added onto their score. 43, 44, 45. So in the same boat as me. Okay, but that's them done on that card. So they played event. So then that leaves the VC to do op and special activity. This looks like the final card play. All right, and their card is VCY. 3d6 available VC pieces. Oh, yes. 3+ VC guerrillas in any space with US troops and no VC base. 3+ VC guerrillas in any space with US troops. No. No, there's virtually no VC on the board. The answer is no to that, so the card gets flipped, so they will rally. So place bases where 3+ VC guerrillas. Okay, so changing 2 of those into a base. That is the first rally activity, because that's the only place where they've got 3 yet. There's a number 2 there, so 3 or more to continue. They do. So the next place they will rally, place the most bases, which will be here. So they will place guerrillas equal to the pop plus bases. Double check that. I think it's pop plus bases. Up to population plus heat. So they will place 3 in here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's the second. Let's see if they continue. They do. They have a, but now they must also, to be able to place any provinces or cities without support. So they can't actually place anyone to support this base. Okay. So where else can they place? Well, any place without support. So they could place here, here. They normally go for the most pops. It's either one of those two, here, 3. Here for 4. It looks like there's 4 places they can still place. No, actually they can place here. People hate me there as well. Okay, but it's got to be, so looking at their chart for where to place pieces, is place gorillas, vulnerable VC base, can't because there's no support there. Most pop is what they go for then. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces that could take it. So I'm rolling a D6 and re-roll on a 5 or 6. Goes to second place, which will be into Quang Tin. That gets a gorilla. And we'll then roll again. No, that's it. They're out of resources. That's what that die roll represents. So next we will do, that's a good point, when the NVA did their rally, that should have gone up to 4. Okay, so one special activity is patronage equal to or greater than 17. It is. They will subvert. 1, remove 2 Arvin. So when it comes to the subvert action, special activity, okay, 1 or 2 spaces each with an underground VC gorilla and any Arvin troops or police. So is there anywhere on the board where that situation exists? Arvin troops and police. The only place is here, because these are Arvin Rangers. Yeah, only place on the board. So they will replace, they will move those 2 Arvin cubes. Turn to available. Turn to available. That lowers the patronage by 1. And that is it. Okay. So that's end faction play. In card play, draw card. So we are now into the coup, right? And first thing, it says victory. Actually, we do what's on the actual card. Each Arvin governs special activity adds +2 patronage. Not to worry about that because we're not going to do any further. Conduct coup round. Okay. We will now determine victory. All right, so going to the actual rules on victory. Right, ranking wins. Okay, so during check victory at the start of each coup round. If the final coup round is completed, that victory check win. That's interesting. Right, check victory at the start of each coup round. Just do that. Comparing the positions of the various victory markers to the thresholds marked on the edge track. Okay, so at this point, victory question mark, no one has won by their victory condition. I mean, I'm 6 away, Arvin's a bit more, and so on. So no one has achieved victory. If the final coup round is completed without a victory check, the faction with the highest victory margin wins. Victory margin is the amount a faction is beyond or short of its conditions set forth in 7.2. Okay, so am I determining that now? Or do I, it says at the end of the coup, so when it goes to One of these options on here says game end. There it is. So I think we go through this. There's no automatic victory. Okay, we're in redeploy. Let's have a look at redeploy. Coup round. If and only if this is the final round, end and determine victory. So victory phase. If any faction has met its victory condition, the game ends. Exception is non-player option. See victory, determine winner and rank order. Otherwise, continue with the coup round after conducting the final coup cards round, determine victory as 7.3. Okay, so we'll check in the Tru'ng to see if there's anything else that I need to do for victory for them. Coup rounds follow, use the coup round. Doesn't seem to be. New priorities. Victory. Playing solitaire. When playing solitaire against the Tru'ng, the player may only win during the final coup round. Interesting. Non-player factions may win during the victory phase of only coup round or following the redeploy phase of the final coup round. Interesting. I hadn't realized that. So doesn't matter. I never even had a sniff of a victory. Never mind getting close. So no, at the present moment, no one's won. So let's do the resources. So I'm not sure how much doing all this will change things, but let's do it all. All right. So we're in the resources. Place sabotage markers where possible. Okay. I don't think there are any guerrillas on lines of communication where they outnumber, but I'm not sure if it's outnumbered or the same amount. Place sabotage. Line of communication with more insurgent than coin pieces or adjacent to a non-coin controlled city. There's only one VC guerrilla on this road. There's a policeman there watching him. So there's no sabotage. Okay. All right. And then resources. Okay, so total econ. 15 minus sabotage. So the econ goes back up to 15. Okay, so they get 15 plus 8. 8 is only 2. That's 17. Plus what they've got at the moment, they've got 20, meager 37. Not a lot. Enemy we don't have to worry about. VC we don't have to worry about. Finally, subtract 3 times the number of casualty pieces from aid. There's no casualties. Okay, so that's the resources phase. Support. US, then Arvin may pacify. Is there any way I can pacify here? So I will do. Just towards support. That will cost, because I've got a policeman and some troops, that will cost, I suppose these guys are in charge now, that'll cost 3 resources. And each Arvin governs special aid. Okay, so I have to worry about that. That'll cost 3 resources. 1, 2, 3. Is there anywhere else I can get support? The answer is, doesn't look like it. Got no police in Minhui. Okay, the Arvin won't take that beyond passive support. That's fine. Can't see anywhere else where I've got police, which isn't already active support. So the answer to that question is no. They'll shift one level towards active support, but no, not up to maximum. They'll go to passive support, so they will not take unlock to full support. Okay, so that's their support phase done. We then go into agitate. VC may agitate in up to 4 spaces with any VC and no coin control. Well, I think they're pretty much, wherever there's VC, they already are at maximum. So there's no real agitate. Okay, so that's that phase done. We now move on to redeploy. Remove any US Arvin troop pieces from Laos and Cambodia. US troops out of play, others too available. There are none. Arvin units must move its troops from lines of communication. So we did this all in the last coup, and not much moved on the board since the last coup. Mainly there was just rallies and such forth. So the Arvin troops are all in place where they need to be. Cities without NVA control, right, okay. So there's nowhere they can move their troops or change their troop dispositions. NVA may move NVA troops from any bases to any NVA bases. So they're not going to change. They're not going to gain any further control of places. They might put more troops down here, but I can't move troops in there. So where they've got is where they've got. That's not going to change. Okay. Game end. If final round, determine victor. So I'm going to recount everything just in case, again, computers mucked up. So, so let's have a look at the Arvin. First up, Arvin. All right, so their patronage is 21. Then they get 1 point for each population under coin control. So they get, starting at the south, 2, 3, 4. You know what, I'm going to, so I sometimes miss places. So 2, 3, 4. This place doesn't have coin control. 4 plus 6 is 10. 11. 12. Just quick go back on that redeploy. They could have put a policeman in there in the redeploy phase, which would bring in 12, 13, 14. Yeah. One of the things we can redeploy is police, 13, 14. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24. So 24 from coin control and 21 from the patronage equals a total of 45. Okay, which goes back. Yeah, that's spot on because they're 3 out. Okay, on that. So 45 to 51. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are on -6. Okay, the VC. VC. So I will end faction player should remove all the pawns. Yes, now I can do the pawns for the VC. Okay, so bases. So I've got 5 for bases. And then for opposition, they get whatever the times 2 plus a number. So here is worth 4. Active opposition times 2 the population. So that's 4. 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, plus another 4 is 20, 22, 24, sorry, 24, 24. So 24 plus 5 is 29. Which is bang on. That is correct. So they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 away. So they are on -7. In fact, I get rid of those markers. Okay, the NVA is on bases plus population. Well, yeah, population under their control. So they have 7 plus 2, 4, 6, 8, equaling 15. You can see their marker is under there. There's the equal marker. Bang on 15. They are 1, 2, 3, 4 away. They are in the lead. That now just leaves me to score. Okay, so I am on available plus support. So available is 2. Linebacker would have been nice. They'd taken some casualties. I could have brought them straight back. I never got around to playing it. So I am on 2 plus the support. Okay, so starting in the north here, that's worth 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, plus 12, 31, 32, 33, plus 4, 37, plus 2, 39, plus 2, 41, plus 4, 45. Takes my score to 47, which is correct on here. Okay, so there was only the Arvin that was out, but I thought I needed to check, which puts me 1, 2, 3, 4 away. I'm on -4, the same as the NVA. Okay, who wins a tie? Right, let's have a look. I'm not actually sure at this point. Rule books. So, right, reading victory. The faction with the highest victory margin wins. But if any non-faction Passes the victory track, all players is equal. Yeah, that's ranking victory. Otherwise, whenever any player does so or none, yeah, faction that marks the highest victory margin comes first place, second place, and so on. Ties go to non-players, then the VC, then the Arvin, then the NVA. Ties go to non-players. Okay, so that's in the actual real rule book. Let's see if I don't think that's changed in the Tru'ng. I just looked for the victory there, but you never know. There could be a sub-paragraph that could clinch it for me. Okay, it doesn't mention anything about ties, but so there, the golden rules, anything it says in there. No, I think I'm clutching at straws here. The NVA win the game. Final score, US -4, NVA -4, Arvin -6, VC -7. The NVA win the game. Okay, well, I'm going to do another episode, which will be my thoughts and a wrap on this. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. I hope you've all that are stuck right the way through have learned something. I definitely have. I probably would like to play this again now as the VC or the NBA, as one of the insurgent forces, at least. Again, using the Tru'ng bot. Not straight away. I think I've been playing this till that's actually I'm now talking about things that's going to be in the wrap up. Let's save that for the wrap up. Let's end this episode now. Thank you for watching. You all know what to do with the buttons if you want to. Until next time, I'll see you in the jungle.